Hi, what's up, guys? Salaam alaikum. This is Isain from Isaac's Gym. It has been a while since I filmed. Actually, I did film some clips, but I didn't post it yet. But yeah, it's Ramadan. This is actually half of the holy month. I'm just sitting here at the Burgtplein, the Burgt Square, at my balcony. The sun is full on our balcony, full on our house. Alhamdulillah, so that's very nice because as brown people, we need the sun more than white people, of course. But anyways, it's Ramadan, and I wanted to talk about training and Ramadan and how I experienced as a Muslim, how I experienced it. Um, it's very important. I've been fasting since around my seventh or actually fifth year. When I was a child, um, we started slowly. It seems like a very big deal and very difficult, but in fact, there's no force. There's no coercion. There's no one forcing you to do anything, even though you might think otherwise because of media and politics these last 20 years and even before that. But anyways, that's not the case. You're allowed to participate in the fast in the regular average Muslim family, and that was the case for us too, for me too. And I found it very interesting, as that was my nature back then already, to step out of my comfort zone. That's also why I love to be in business, to be an entrepreneur, and to train. It's all connected. So I did it, and then, of course, you build from there. You build the stamina, you build the discipline, and those are things that last a lifetime. To be able to abstain from food and from pleasure and from intimacy and your desire, and to train yourself on all levels. Yeah, of course, you can't argue with that, especially nowadays when we all also in the West finally we're finding out again, you might say, or for the first time really, that there's more to the materialistic world, that is more to money. It's more than that. There's more than money and materialism. You need to improve yourself if you want to have big results in life, in your relationships, for yourself, and also in regards of wealth, money. You have to improve yourself constantly and grow constantly, build your confidence, also your discipline, um, your mind, your knowledge, your experience, everything. You should be in a constant flow of growth. Otherwise, you're having a fixed mindset, and you're not operating out of your comfort zone a lot, probably maybe not at all. And then don't expect to really achieve any big results, because that's not how it works. To give a simple example, if you look at, for example, Messi, one of my favorite soccer players, um, or Ronaldinho before him, also one of my favorite soccer players of all times. What they are doing as a top athlete, a world legendary athlete, they train every day. Why is that? And what is that? What is that training? Training is constantly stepping out of your comfort zone, literally, physically. And those people are at the top. They were at the top, and they will, for most people, will always be at the top, especially if you love soccer like I do, the game, and especially doing it myself. So there's no other way. If you are complacent, or you act complacent, and then you are probably from another category of people, and that's fine if you like that. If you think that's it for you, okay, but don't think that's the only way, because it's not, and it's especially not the way to true top level success. And if you're fine with that, okay, fine, but that's not the only way. And a lot of people do think that that's the truth, because they're conditioned like that. Your parents taught you this is how it works. Your grandparents taught them, or maybe they didn't. And before that, that's just how society is in most places, and that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. And what the Ramadan, this month of fasting, we're fasting around 20 hours now a day, almost, if I'm correct. Yeah, we start at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we stop at 9:15 even now. So you can calculate that. Okay, it's like 16 hours now. A 16-hour fast, which leaves 8 hours of eating and sleeping. Yeah, you can imagine that's pretty hard, because most of the time you'll get to bed with a full stomach. And when do you train? When do I train? Look at my eyes. My schedule is changed. It has to change because I'm also working. I'm creating content like this for different channels. I'm married, and I train. So I had to change. Last night I didn't sleep. I worked. I did some other stuff, and I trained. That's how it is. If you want to reach a certain goal, and this is not the first time I've done this, then you have to be willing to adapt, to change who you are. And that's what I posted just now, actually, in my in my picture quote. The people who are not willing to change or can change, but that's an illusion, everyone can change, and make themselves better, they always will hold on to the things they have, thinking that those things define you. If you watch Fight Club, which you should do, then you'll see this is all crap. This mindset is crap. It's nothing. And a lot of people, I can tell right away, because I'm actually pretty sick of that. A lot of people, they act like they know, they speak like they know, but when it comes down to it, they don't change their behavior. They don't change who they are. They don't act on it. They just talk. They don't practice this philosophy, the philosophy of Fight Club, you could say. And they hold on to status. They hold on to their possessions, and maybe even their family, status of their family, or having a family, having children even. If you're in my age category, 25 to 30, you notice this. Like, some people have children already, are married. I'm married, but I don't have children yet. And they make a whole big deal out of it. Like, why don't you have children? You should have children. And if you don't have children, then your life is very easy. All that crap also. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. That's all things you tell yourself, to justify why you are not able to step out of your comfort zone, why you are not able to do things maybe I am willing to do and want to do and just do. A lot of times it's just showing up. Most of the things in life are just showing up. Then you've done the biggest part. Just show up. Also, the same goes for stepping out of your comfort zone. And Ramadan is a very big and very, very good example of doing just that. Stepping out of your comfort zone a full month every year, once a year. And it's great because we need that as human beings. And I believe, as a Muslim, as a believer, that our God, our Creator, knows us the best. There's nothing, no one that knows us better than He, because He made us. So He knows we need this. We need this stimulus. We need this inspiration, this push to step out of our comfort zone once a year, a full month. And a month is also exactly the amount of days, 30 days, during which you change. You can change yourself for the better. You can build new habits, get rid of old ones, like smoking, like watching pornography, for example, which is a big issue everywhere in every community. Drinking, eating crap, like yours truly, just being honest, and all of that. Watching too much Netflix, spending time with stupid people, um, uh, being negative, being judgmental, and that's what I'm not doing. I'm just pointing things out. When I'm talking about stupid people, yeah, what is stupid? Who is stupid? Um, People who don't really add something to your life. People who don't really care about you, but actually do care, mostly about themselves in the relationship with you or with others who might be hurt. Toxic people, they exist. I'm not judging if I'm stating the facts. Some people are like, oh, all those believers, whether they're Christian or Muslim, they think they're very good people, but they are judgmental, and it doesn't make them any better. That's not what Islam is about. Islam, the way I learned it and the way I practice it, is very down to earth. If you think I'm judging, call me out on it. Send me a message, react to this video. I'm not judging. I don't think there's not a single minute or second or millisecond during any given day during which I think I'm better because I'm a Muslim. I'm better for myself. I'm working on the best version of myself by being a Muslim. That's all what I think. Of course, if I'm being very honest, when you make a fast comparison between someone who's drinking, partying during Ramadan, wasting his or her time, of course I would think like most people, hey, that's stupid. I'm glad I'm spending my time better, but that's not judging. People don't see the filters they have. And that's another thing which has a lot to do, which has everything to do with your comfort zone. Your comfort zone starts in your head, in your mind, your mindset. If you're stubborn and if you're weak actually and restricted, in one word, narrow-minded, yeah, with narrow visions and a small mind, if you have that already in your head, your comfort zone is very, very small, and you're not someone who does a lot of soul searching, and the problem is that you shouldn't think you can be like that. Not everyone has to be adventurous or stepping out of his or her comfort zone. If you're not like that, or if you think you're not like that, which I don't believe personally, but if you think, okay, but at least don't think. That's a flaw which we should work on in Ramadan. That's why I'm stating it right now. In Ramadan, everything is possible. Everything is always possible. But this is the month where we should learn and condition and realize that judging, which is the banner of what I'm describing right now, comfort zone and narrow-mindedness, your mindset, judging is above, on top of that. It's not allowed, especially now. We should work to remove that arrogance, judging, false pride, and too much pride. The pride is for Allah, it's for God, our creator. He is the only one who should and is allowed to feel and be proud. So what I'm trying to say is, don't think that you, especially when you're not the type that takes a lot of steps outside of your comfort zone, of your, yeah, don't think that you can tell someone who does, or someone else who you don't even know, or whatever, just don't do it. Don't tell him or her how it works, because your vision and your world is too small for that. That's maybe very blunt, but it's the truth. I won't tell someone like Indiana Jones, and people like him do exist, um, about traveling. I won't tell him or her about taking risks, or especially when it's a specific thing I didn't experience and he or she probably did. I won't have this illusion, and this comes down, people. It comes down to knowing oneself, knowing yourself, and knowing and acknowledging your limits. And this is something a lot of people have a lot of trouble with, and it's a Western thing. We think we have a civilization. We think we have it all so amazingly organized, and etc., etc. But the truth is that I believe, and I know I can argue, I can give you arguments like I'm doing now, um, that people here are amazingly narrow-minded and amazingly uncivilized. It's just that we have had a history during which we actually robbed other countries also of my ancestors. That's just the truth. But now you see, we cannot even lock down for 6 months. So if we were that great and civilized, that would be possible. If we were that rich also, it, that would be possible. It's not. Those are simple facts. We're not Saudi Arabia, we're not even Algeria with oil, we're not Africa with its diamonds and all natural riches. We're not. And also in regards of culture, that's why I am Muslim, I am Dutch, but I chose my faith deliberately. I chose it very consciously, because otherwise I wouldn't have this input and these ideas and this discipline, this truth, which is missing here generally. I'm just saying it as it is. That's just how it is. And it is not an or preposition. It's not. You can be whatever you want, whoever you want. And that is something which is nice and good, and which I will acknowledge in a country like the Netherlands. But other than that, there's a lot of narrow-mindedness on every level, and that's we need to stop that. Especially as Muslims, as believers, we need to realize that being narrow-minded and pushing your narrow-mindedness and small ideas and small mind unto others, and we all should be humble. So we all should act as if we have small minds. Acknowledge your limits, acknowledge your borders, and act humble. Yeah? Otherwise, it's just your own insecurity, constantly pushing and pushing. And you might say you're doing the same thing. I'm not. I would never say this is it. I know everything. Or I did this one thing and this is making me better than everyone else. Or more knowledgeable. It's not. My English is not even that great, I think. Be humble. That's that's what this month is about. And it's almost 20 minutes, but that's okay. I'm going to put it on IGTV, on Instagram. Um, but that is what this month is about, being humble and being real on every single level. On every single level. And the last thing I want to share is Islam is still getting a lot of hate, but the joke is on the haters. Everything we do and we have been doing for centuries, and what the Prophet ﷺ, Muhammad ﷺ, still the most influential person who has ever lived, yeah, everything he did and he teaches and what we are trying to emulate and are doing has been proven by science and by culture and by people from all over the world. Yeah, maybe especially white European people, Western people, that these are the best things you can do. And look at this crisis, what we need to do: social distancing, no handshaking, cover your face, clean yourself more. The truth is what I believe, and I'm just gonna say it: if everyone would have done all of that, yeah, before, earlier, probably we wouldn't have this virus. But that's on God knows that better. I'm just speculating about that. But that's very probable. That's a very probable fact, very probable statement. And if you look at fasting, it has been proven it's in some cases even destroying cancer. It's preventing cancer. It's helping chemotherapy. And intermittent fasting, ask everyone in fitness what it does. Stimulates your growth hormone. It stimulates your productivity. It makes you a better person in every way, physically, mentally. Fasting, it costs nothing. And this is what I'm doing right now. I've been doing this my whole life. And intuitively, by my intuition, I felt, why not combine it with sports? I think it should be good for your body, because you're training your body to be strong without anything in your stomach, in your system. So it has to rely on its natural resource and build from that. And that's what I've been doing as well. So fasting, although I'm a bit overweight now, so of course it's hard, and with a life now, like marriage and business and work and all obligations which are probably similar and familiar to you too. It's different than being a child, a teenager, and just fasting and spending your day whatever way you like it, and doing sports. Of course it's more hard, it's harder, of course. That's the only difference. But for the rest, everything has been proven. Mentorship, which you see even in the Netherlands right now, having a mentor and learning from a mentor is an Asian thing. It's also an Islamic thing. Who are our mentors? First and foremost, our one single mentor is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And everyone will tell you don't need to have a physical real life mentor. Read their books. What are we doing as Muslims for centuries now? We're reading the one book who has been given to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our mentor, the Quran, and we're learning from his hadith. So you see, there is no way around Islam. If you hate Islam, you hate yourself. If you hate anything, for that matter, if you really hate anything and want to destroy it, there's a problem within yourself. But especially for Islam, which has been proven to be correct, to be the best thing for our species, for humankind, over and over again, every single crucial point of our faith, and I'm saying this as a Dutch proud Muslim, has been proven to be perfect for our body and our mind and our spirit and our soul. If you hate that, then especially it's on you. It's a joke on you. There's a problem with you. And I can understand that if you cannot live with that, if you're searching and searching for someone to hate, something to hate within our faith and within Muslims, then I can understand why you lose it, because there is nothing. The problem will then be in you. The problem is in you, and you should deal with it in a healthy way. Chances are you might become Muslim. You might become Muslim. It happens everywhere. Almost every single week. A white person, atheistic person becomes Muslim. Alhamdulillah. So what you gonna do? I'm not saying you should convert. I'm not saying you should do anything. But facts are facts. And there should be respect. There's a church here. This is a Christian country. I'm not doing anything weird. I'm not feeling threatened by Christians or by the church. I show respect. I show love. I show kindness. Just the way our mentor, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, taught, and our Islam, our faith, is teaching us for centuries now. That's what we are about. What are you about? What are you about? So that's that, my long talk, almost 30 minutes. Isaac's gym. So Ramadan training I did, alhamdulillah, last night, and just train. Whenever you feel, whenever you see it and have the time, make the time and do it. Don't let the month slip by and don't train, because especially during this month you can lose a lot of fat and you can still gain muscle and discipline. And what I want to add in regards of training, and I will add a lot of infographics and nice content for you and short clips on training. What I've been doing now especially is 30 to 45 routines, like CrossFit like trainings, but I've been going hard. Either way, I chose to work on power, on endurance, so a lot of reps, and like 3 to 4 sets until failure, and then I work my whole body without rest, with 30 minutes not 30 minutes, 30 seconds of rest, 1 minute max, and continuously. Why? Because we need to save time. I need to save time, and we only have like 8 hours to sleep and to eat and to pray, etc., and to relax after a long day of fasting. So keep your workouts, your training sessions shorter than usual, but fill them up with compound movements, deadlifts, bench presses, burpees also, overhead presses, and all other compound movements. Look them up, you can find them. I will share them as well. Do that and combine supersets, trisets, whatever you can and want to do to work your whole body as soon as possible in alignment with your goals. For me, it's the same thing. I want to at least maintain my muscle, grow them a little, the muscle mass I have, and also lose fat, because that's what I need to do. And I'm not eating more than 100 grams of carbs. I'm building that right now, and it's working fine, and I'm losing fat pretty quick because of that. So that's that, my update, my story and inspiration, why I love Ramadan and my faith, and some thoughts about Islam and training, how you can train. Any questions, feedback, or love, let me know. If you're fasting, I wish you all the best. Ramadan Mubarak again, and make the best out of these last days, the second last half, especially the last 10 days, and feed your mind and body every single day. Grow, be humble, be kind. Peace out. Assalamu alaikum.